Little People, Big World, star Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler separated. And finally, Caryn Chandler married her secret boyfriend. Caryn cheat to Matt Roloff. I will explain everything. Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the untold stories of your favorite reality TV stars. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a drama that has rocked the world of Little People, Big World. It's the story of Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler, two people who seemed destined for a fairy tale ending, only for it all to unravel in a way no one saw coming. Their engagement ended in 2025, but that's just the beginning. Rumors of infidelity, a secret boyfriend, and a sudden marriage have left fans reeling. Did Caryn Chandler cheat on Matt Roloff? And what really happened behind closed doors? Grab your popcorn, settle in, and let's uncover the shocking truth in this roller coaster of a tale. This is the shocking truth behind Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler's split. Let's start at the beginning, because to understand this story, you need to know the world it's set in. Little People, Big World first hit our screens on TLC back in 2006, and it quickly became more than just a reality show. It became a window into the lives of a truly unique family. The Roloffs live on a picturesque farm in Oregon, a place that's become as much a character in the story as the people themselves. Rolling hills, pumpkin patches, and a towering castle, it's the kind of setting that feels like it's straight out of a storybook. At the heart of the show are Matt and Amy Roloff, the parents who brought this family to life. Both Matt and Amy have dwarfism, Matt with dystrophic dysplasia and Amy with achondroplasia, which has shaped their experiences and the challenges they faced. They raised 4 children: twins Jeremy and Zach, born in 1990, daughter Molly, born in 1993, and youngest son Jacob, born in 1997. Jeremy and Molly are average height, while Zach, like his parents, has dwarfism, and Jacob has navigated his own path in and out of the spotlight. Matt Roloff is the dreamer of the family. He's the guy who saw a piece of land and turned it into Roloff Farms, a thriving business that draws thousands of visitors every year. Pumpkin season, adventure tours, weddings, it's all part of Matt's vision. He's an entrepreneur through and through, always tinkering with new ideas, from building a pirate ship to crafting a treehouse. But that ambition, it's also been a double-edged sword, especially when it came to his relationships. Amy Roloff, on the other hand, has been the glue holding the family together. She's the mom who kept things running, raising kids, managing the chaos of a reality show, and keeping her own dreams alive. Over the years, we've watched her grow from a wife and mother into a woman finding her own voice, especially after some tough personal chapters. The kids have their own stories too. Jeremy, the artistic twin, left the show to pursue his photography and family life with his wife, Audrey. Zach, the quieter one, stayed on, raising his own kids with his wife, Tori, and dealing with his own health struggles. Molly's kept a lower profile, living a quieter life with her husband, Joel. And Jacob, he's had a rocky relationship with the show, stepping away to write books and speak his truth about the family's journey. For nearly 2 decades, Little People, Big World has given us an intimate look at this family, their joys, their fights, their milestones. It's a show about resilience, about finding your place in a big world when you're different. And at the center of it all was Matt and Amy's marriage until it wasn't. Matt and Amy Roloff were married for 27 years. That's a lifetime for most couples, and in the world of reality TV, it's practically an eternity. They met back in the late 80s at a Little People of America conference, a place where people with dwarfism come together to connect. Sparks flew, and in 1987, they tied the knot. Soon after, they started building their life on the farm, raising their kids and turning their property into a bustling business. On the show, we saw the highs of their marriage, the family vacations, the laughter, the way they rallied around each other. But we also saw the lows. Matt's big dreams sometimes clashed with Amy's need for stability. He'd spend hours in his workshop or planning the next farm project, while Amy managed the kids and the home. Over time, those differences started to wear on them. By 2014, the cracks were impossible to ignore. That year, Matt and Amy announced they were separating. In a joint statement, they said, "After 27 years of marriage, it is with great sadness that we have come to the difficult decision to file for divorce. We are proud of what we have accomplished together, including raising our 4 wonderful children, who have grown into remarkable adults, and building our strong and ongoing successful businesses." It was polite, it was poised, but it left a lot unsaid. The divorce was finalized in 2016, and while they both insisted it was mutual, fans couldn't help but wonder what really happened. Was it just the stress of the farm? The pressure of being on TV? Or was there more to the story? Amy gave us the first real clue in 2019 when she released her book, A Little Me. In it, she dropped a bombshell. She'd been devastated to learn that Matt had been involved in more than a working relationship with Caryn Chandler before their divorce was final. She wrote, "I saw messages, pictures, and other things that should not have been shared between people who just worked together and were still married to other people." Whoa, that's a heavy accusation. Amy was saying that Matt had been unfaithful, that while she was still his wife, he was getting close to Caryn, who'd been working at Roloff Farms for years. She didn't call it cheating outright, but the implication was clear. And for fans, it was a gut punch. Had Matt betrayed Amy with the woman who'd been right under their noses all along? Matt, for his part, has always denied anything improper happened while he was married. In interviews, he's brushed off the rumors, saying he and Caryn didn't start dating until after the divorce. But Amy's words lingered, planting a seed of doubt that would follow Matt into his next chapter. Caryn Chandler wasn't a newcomer to the Roloff world. She'd been part of the farm for over a decade, working as the manager and helping Matt turn his wild ideas into reality. She was there during pumpkin season, overseeing the crowds, and in the off-season, keeping things running smoothly. With her warm smile and down-to-earth vibe, she fit right in. Caryn's backstory isn't as public as the Roloffs, but we know she's a mom to 2 grown kids, Connor and Brittany, from a previous marriage. She's Oregon-born and bred, and her connection to the farm made her a familiar face to longtime viewers. But before 2016, she was just an employee, someone in the background, not the spotlight. That all changed in 2017, when Matt confirmed he and Caryn were dating. It was less than a year after his divorce from Amy, and the news raised eyebrows. For some, it was too soon. For others, it confirmed what Amy had hinted at, that something had been brewing between Matt and Caryn for a while. Their relationship played out on Little People, Big World, and social media. We saw them laughing together, traveling to places like Hawaii, and tackling farm projects side by side. Matt couldn't stop singing Caryn's praises. In a 2018 episode, he called her his rock, saying, "She's been a huge part of my life, and I'm lucky to have her." On Instagram, he posted pics of them with captions like #LivingOurBestLife, showing off their happiness. For Caryn, dating Matt came with its challenges. She'd worked for his family, and now she was stepping into a very public role as his partner. In a season 23 confessional, she admitted it was awkward at first, especially with Amy still around. But she said, "Matt and I have something special. I wouldn't trade it for anything." They moved in together in 2021, splitting time between the farm and a house Matt bought nearby. It was a big step, and Matt called it a whole new major chapter in life. To fans, it looked like they were building something solid, a second chance at love for Matt after a messy divorce. But not everyone was on board. Amy, in particular, kept her distance. In a 2020 interview with People, she said, "It was hard to see Matt move on, especially with someone I knew. I wish them well, but it's complicated." Her words hinted at unresolved pain, a reminder of the messy overlap between Matt's past and present. By 2023, Matt and Caryn had been together for 6 years, a milestone that proved they were more than a rebound. That April, Matt took the plunge and proposed. The moment was pure Matt, thoughtful, and a little quirky. He popped the question during a quiet evening at their home, with a custom ring he'd designed himself. Caryn said yes, and the couple shared the news with People magazine. Matt gushed, "Our plan is to enjoy our engagement, and we are looking forward to a simple but elegant wedding in 2024. Caryn added, "I'm so excited to spend the rest of my life with Matt. He's my best friend." The announcement came with a photo of them beaming, Caryn's ring sparkling on her finger. Fans were over the moon. After years of watching Matt navigate single life, this felt like a triumph. Social media lit up with comments like "finally" and "they're perfect together." Plans for the wedding started buzzing. Would it be on the farm? A destination event? The possibilities were endless. But as 2024 rolled around, things got quiet. Too quiet. In a season 25 episode of Little People, Big World, Caryn dropped a hint that gave fans pause. She said, "Whether we get married or we don't, the farm is off the table." Wait, what? Wasn't the wedding a done deal? Her words suggested a shift, like maybe she wasn't sold on tying the knot. Matt echoed that uncertainty in a 2024 interview with People. He admitted, "I'm petrified about how marriage might change us. Not that anything we have against the institution of marriage, we both like it and have been married, but do we need to do that exactly?" He went on, "Caryn and I have different visions sometimes. I'm tied to the farm, and she's not sure she wants to live here forever." Those comments were a red flag. Matt loved the farm, it was his legacy. Caryn, though, seemed to crave something simpler, away from the chaos of Roloff farms and the cameras. Was this a sign of trouble in paradise? Fans started to wonder if the wedding would ever happen. Then, in July 2025, the bombshell dropped. Matt took to Instagram with a post that stopped fans in their tracks. "Caryn and I have decided to part ways and end our engagement. Life's a continued journey, and this is the right step for us at this time. We remain amicable and will always appreciate the many wonderful memories we have shared." The words hit like a thunderclap. After 6 years together, an engagement, and all those plans when it happened. The post was short, polite, and vague, leaving more questions than answers. Matt turned off comments, a sign he wasn't ready to face the flood of reactions. The news spread fast. People magazine confirmed it. Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler have called off their engagement. Online called it a shock to fans. While Screen Rant noted, the couple seemed solid just months ago. X lit up with reactions. Some fans were heartbroken. Others weren't surprised. One user wrote, "I knew something was off when they kept delaying the wedding." Another said, "Matt deserves better than this." But why? That was the million-dollar question. Matt's amicable line suggested it was mutual, but fans weren't buying it. Had they just grown apart? Was it about the farm? Or was there a darker secret lurking beneath the surface? In the days that followed, Matt stayed quiet, focusing on the farm and posting about pumpkin season prep. Caryn, meanwhile, vanished from social media, leaving fans to speculate wildly. Little did anyone know, the real story was about to break, and it would change everything. Breakups in the reality TV world are never simple, and this one was no exception. Within days of the split, whispers started circulating, rumors that there was more to Matt and Caryn's story than a friendly parting. Sources close to the family began leaking details, and what they revealed was jaw-dropping. Caryn had been seeing someone else. His name was Michael Thompson, a contractor who'd been working on Roloff farms for the past year. Michael was in his late 40s, tall and rugged, with a reputation for charm and a knack for fixing anything. He'd been hired to oversee renovations on the farm's guest cottages, a project Matt was passionate about. But while Matt was busy with filming and farm duties, Michael and Caryn were getting close. According to an insider who spoke to us, it started innocently enough. Michael was around a lot, helping with the cottages, and Caryn was the one coordinating with him. They'd chat, laugh, share coffee breaks. But over time, it turned into something more. They'd disappear for long stretches, and people started noticing. Another source, a longtime farm employee, added, Caryn was feeling neglected. Matt's always got a million things going on the show, the farm, his grandkids. Michael was different. He listened to her, made her feel seen. You could see the chemistry. The timeline was damning. Michael started working at the farm in mid-2024, right around when Matt and Caryn's wedding plans stalled. By early 2025, witnesses say Caryn and Michael were spotted together off the farm grabbing lunch in Hillsborough, taking walks near her old neighborhood. One local told us they didn't act like just friends. They were holding hands, laughing like a couple. But here's where it gets messy. Caryn was still engaged to Matt when this started. That's right. While Matt was planning their future, Caryn was allegedly falling for someone else. A friend of the family revealed. Matt had no clue at first. He trusted Caryn completely. But in the spring of 2025, he started suspecting something was up. She was distant, always had excuses to be somewhere else. The breaking point came in June 2025. According to our sources, Matt confronted Caryn after finding a text from Michael on her phone. The message wasn't explicit, just a casual "see you tomorrow." But it was enough to spark a fight. Caryn denied anything romantic, but Matt wasn't convinced. Days later, they agreed to end the engagement, with Matt insisting they keep it amicable for the sake of the show and their families. Matt was devastated, the friend said. He loved Caryn, thought she was his forever. To find out she'd been sneaking around, it broke his heart. But he didn't want a public war. He just wanted it over. If the split was a shock, what happened next was an earthquake. In October 2025, just 3 months after the breakup, Caryn married Michael Thompson in a private ceremony. The news didn't leak right away. It was a hushed-up affair, held at a vineyard in Willamette Valley with only a handful of guests. Photos surfaced weeks later thanks to a guest who shared them with a tabloid. Caryn looked radiant in a simple white dress, her hair swept back, smiling beside Michael in a dark suit. The setting was stunning rolling vines, golden autumn light, but the story behind it was what grabbed headlines. Our sources say the wedding was planned in a hurry. Caryn didn't want it public, an attendee told us. She knew people would talk, especially after the split. But she was head over heels for Michael. They didn't want to wait. The guest list was small. Her kids, Connor and Brittany, a few close friends, and no Roloffs. It was a clean break from her past. Caryn broke her silence with a short statement to the U.S. Sun. I have found true happiness with Michael. Our connection is deep, and I'm grateful for this new chapter in my life. No mention of Matt, no apology, just a declaration of her new reality. The speed of it all set tongues wagging. 3 months from a breakup to a wedding? Fans did the math, and it pointed to one conclusion. Caryn's relationship with Michael wasn't new. It had been going on while she was still with Matt, confirming the rumors of infidelity. Matt was blindsided again. A source close to him said he'd heard whispers about Michael, but the marriage, that hit him like a freight train. He thought she'd at least take time to figure things out, not rush down the aisle. Michael, for his part, stayed out of the spotlight. We dug into his background. He's a divorced dad of one, runs a small construction firm, and has no ties to reality TV. Friends describe him as steady and kind, the opposite of Matt's high-energy chaos. Maybe that's what drew Caryn to him, a quieter life, away from the farm and the cameras. The Roloff family didn't stay silent for long. Amy Roloff, now happily married to Chris Marek, weighed in with surprising empathy. In a November 2025 interview with Today, she said, Matt and I have had our differences, but I hate to see him hurting. I know what it's like to feel betrayed. I hope he finds happiness again. Her words were a subtle nod to her own past with Matt and Caryn, a poetic twist of fate. The Roloff kids rallied around their dad. Zach posted on Instagram, "Family is everything. We're here for you, Dad," alongside a photo of him and Matt at the farm. Jeremy wrote, "Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Love you, Dad." Molly and Jacob stayed quieter, but sources say they were shocked by Caryn's actions. Fans were split down the middle. On X, the reactions poured in. One user tweeted, "I can't believe Caryn cheated on Matt. He deserves so much better." Another said, "Good for Caryn. Matt's a workaholic. She needed someone who'd put her first." A third wrote, "This feels like karma for what Matt did to Amy. What goes around comes around." The online debate raged. Some saw Caryn as a villain, others as a woman chasing her happiness. But one thing was clear. This drama had little people, big world trending again, with everyone waiting to see how it'd play out on screen. Little people, big world has always thrived on real-life twists, and this one's a goldmine. Season 26 is in production, and producers are tight-lipped, but insiders say Matt's storyline will focus on his recovery. "He's throwing himself into the farm," a crew member told us. "We'll see him processing the breakup, leaning on his kids, maybe even dating again." Caryn's future on the show is murkier. She stepped back since the split, and her marriage to Michael suggests she's done with the Roloff spotlight. She's not filming, the insider said. She wants a fresh start, away from all this. Matt's been open about moving forward. In a December 2025 Instagram Live, he said, "Life goes on, and I'm focused on my family and the farm. I have no regrets and wish Caryn all the best." He hinted at being open to love, adding, "I'm not closing any doors. When the right person comes along, I'll know." Caryn and Michael have settled into a low-key life. They bought a house in Portland, far from the farm's chaos. "She's happier than ever," a friend said. "Michael's her safe place." And so, the tale of Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler ends not with a wedding, but with a betrayal and a new beginning. It's a story that started with hope, veered into heartbreak, and left us questioning what we thought we knew. Did Caryn cheat on Matt? The evidence, rumors, timelines, that lightning-fast marriage points to yes. But in true reality TV fashion, we may never get the full truth. What we do know is this: Matt's picking up the pieces, surrounded by family and a farm that's his lifeline. Caryn's found her happiness, even if it came at a cost. And for us, the viewers, it's a reminder that love's messy, unpredictable, and oh so human, even under the bright lights of fame. Thanks for joining us on this wild ride. What do you think? Did Caryn do Matt wrong? Or was this just two people growing apart? Drop your thoughts below. More update. Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler reunite with Zach Roloff, Tori Roloff, and their kids amid estrangement. And Matt Roloff's ex-employee convicted of cocaine possession and more. I will explain everything. Isabel Roloff has been relentlessly posting on the Instagram account dedicated to Roloff Farms. I have received numerous updates on the house from her. However, viewers of Little People, Big World picked up on something. Matt Roloff was missing one employee from his team. In particular, the worker who has been with him the longest. Can you tell me how Camarino Gonzalez Sanchez did? Some viewers of TLC wanted to know more. Luckily, there were other fans who knew the solutions. An ex-employee of Matt Roloff's was taken into custody on numerous charges, including possession of cocaine. To what exact charges was he subjected? A lot of people are curious as to whether or not Matt is still in touch with him. Camarino Gonzalez Sanchez worked for Roloff Farms for almost 20 years. It is worth noting that in 2016, the show addressed his absence from the property. Regardless, admirers went ahead and poked their heads into an Instagram image despite the setting. I dropped by to see how he was doing and find out what had happened to him. Admirer wrote, "I believe he was deported in response to the query. Has he maintained contact with any of the Roloffs?" Camarino Gonzalez Sanchez was a nice person who put in a lot of time and effort for Matt. Thus, it was a major disappointment, according to the question's original poster. Camarino Gonzalez Sanchez left Roloff Farms and was deported in 2016, as shown in a TLC episode, according to The Sun. The paperwork indicated that he was heading back to Mexico. The public was also made aware of several charges against him through these court records: cocaine possession, reckless driving, and drunk driving were among these charges. Amy told her son Zach in 2016 that Camerino's deportation was formal when it happened. The news, she went on to say, was devastating, openly expressing their concerns for the children of Camerino Gonzalez Sanchez was a priority for the Roloff family. Also, Matt Roloff went out of his way to assist his former coworker. He started a petition with the goal of stopping his employee's deportation and managed to collect 35,000 signatures. In his plea, he used the word flawed to describe Camerino's documentation. He rebutted by saying that the Roloffs intended to back Camerino. According to Matt Roloff, who was explaining what happened, she mishandled client cash and rendered terrible decisions on behalf of her clients, including Camerino. During that period, Matt Roloff argued that his former employee was facing charges of drug possession rather than actual possession of the chemicals. LPBW fans assume Matt would have welcomed him back if he was able to get back into the States. Do you think Matt Roloff remains in touch with his former employee? Comment now. Matt Roloff finds it difficult to part ways with beloved farm, but can this time around. The Post has learned from reliable sources that Little People, Big World actor Matt Roloff struggled to part with the Oregon family farm he had owned for generations. Last year, Roloff, 61, and his children from a previous marriage, Amy Roloff, were offered for $4 million for their home. Since then, the price has been reduced significantly. Everyone is always arguing over Matt wanting to sell the property. My gut tells me he is serious about it this time, the source told the Post. He briefly considered offering it on errand as a means to retain ownership. The property, which is close to Portland's downtown and sits on over 16 acres, is worth $3.39 million at the present time. Featuring 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, an outdoor pool, and a 6-car garage, the main house boasts about 5,000 square feet of contemporary living area, as per the description. Upstairs, you will find the master suite, a gourmet kitchen, a dining area, 2 living rooms, 1 with a gas fireplace, 2 separate offices, and the entire house. As you go upstairs, you will find a home theater, a bonus room, 2 full bathrooms, and 4 bedrooms. Adjacent to it is a red barn that is 3,500 square feet. Among the additional amenities mentioned in the description are a stone castle, multiple bridges for pedestrian enjoyment of the property's paths, and a western town complete with a saloon, prison, post office, and general store. Before this, Matt Roloff had said, "I have committed most of my adult life creating an imaginative environment filled with adventure for my family. After 30 wonderful years, I have decided to pass the reins of this incredible property on to its next owners so that they too can put down roots and see them grow." The Roloffs first put down $185,000, about $444,000 today, on the property in 1990. Even if the asking price is almost met, Matt will still make a tidy profit. On March 4, 2006, the first episode of Little People Big World aired. The show followed the married, 4-foot-tall Roloff parents as they raised their 4 children, Zach and Molly, who are twins, and Jacob and Molly, who are younger siblings. Matt and Caryn Chandler have owned a property in Arizona since 2018, and they reside there part-time. In 2020, after Amy and Matt's 2016 divorce, the 60-year-old sold 32 acres of the family farm to Matt for $975,000. In 2021, she tied the knot with Chris Merrick, a real estate agent. Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler reunite with Zach Roloff, Tori Roloff, and their kids amid estrangement. Little People, Big World's Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler reunited with Zach Roloff, Tori Roloff, and their 3 kids, even though they had grown apart. On Sunday, November 6, Audrey Roloff memorialized Matt's late father, Ronald Roloff, with a series of Instagram stories posts that included photos and videos from a family gathering. He was 84 years old when he died in July. Even though Tori, 31, and Zach, 32, were not in any of the pictures, the couple's two eldest children, Jackson, 5, and Lila, 2, were pictured coloring with their cousins, Ember, 5, and Bo, 2. They also have a 6-month-old son named Josiah, who Jackson and Lila share. More slides show Matt, 61, enjoying quality time with Bode. These two were having a blast together. Audrey, who is 31 years old, wrote of the tender moment. As viewers watch the rivalry between Tori, Zach, Matt, and Caryn unfold in season 24 of the TLC show, the family got back together. Tori and Zach revealed at the November 1 premiere that they were at odds with Matt and Caryn, 55, after the father of 4 listed a portion of Roloff farms for sale. Their contention was that the family farm is no longer a place of joy and has a hostile climate, and they further stated that they had no plans to introduce Josiah to Caryn. Subsequently, Caryn said that she and her long-term partner had severed all communication with Zach, Tori, and their children. She confessed, "My hope is that it will just. We will chat again one day. Something will come up." The confessional. "Since I am aware that Matt is making an effort to mend his relationship with them, I have faith that things will get better for us once that foundation is restored. I am in unbearable pain because of this whole thing. Is still painful. Losing touch with the kids happens daily. Put another way, I do not have the resources to fix it." The reality star continued explaining. In May, when Matt made the decision to sell off a portion of the farm, Zach's relationship with his twin brother Jeremy Roloff, who had expressed interest in buying the property as well, was severely damaged. The deal fell through, and Zach and Tori uprooted to Washington's battleground, further from Zach's family in Oregon. Matt changed his mind in October and decided to buy the Markets property. Suddenly, he made the announcement that the family's historic Roloff Farms mansion will be rented out. With the help of his ex-wife, Amy Roloff, Matt brought up Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob Roloff. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments, and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.